This is problem number 7 from section 4.2. In this problem it says sketch a graph of a polynomial that satisfies the conditions. Degree 3 with 3 real zeros and negative leading coefficient. Alright, well first of all we know if we have a degree 3 polynomial that the number of turning points can be at most 3 minus 1, which is 2. So for this polynomial we have to have, well, we can have at most 2 turning points. Well, if we're going to have 3 real zeros, we're probably going to need at least 2 turning points to do that, right? Because we got to, where essentially if we look at this, if we have 3 zeros, we have to bend across the x-axis twice. So we have to touch the x-axis 3 times, which means we have to make 2 bends in it in order to actually graph the function correctly. All right, so we know we need 2 turning points. We need 3 real zeros. It's a degree 3, and we know that degree 3s look like this. This is the parent function. So if you have a function that crosses the x-axis 3 times, notice this would only cross once, you know it's going to be bending like this. But that is if we have a positive leading coefficient. That's what that looks like. This is a positive version of it. The negative version of it would look like so, where this is finishing towards positive infinity. Now this one is finishing toward negative infinity. So this one's going to come from up top, and it's going to loop, loop, and then back down. All right, and this would be negative. So because we have a negative leading coefficient, we know it's going to look like this. It's got to have 3 real zeros, which is why it has to bend like so. And it's got 2 turning points, 1, 2. So let's go ahead and graph this. And it doesn't matter where we put it. So we're going to go down across the x-axis, back across, and finally one more pointed this way. That has 1, 2, 3 real zeros. So we can check that off. It's a degree 3 polynomial. We can check that off. And it's got a negative leading coefficient. Check that off. And it's got 2 turning points. Check that off. So that would be a sketch of that graph.